Welcome to the next tutorial. Hey everyone, Abhi here. Welcome to the last part of our player data tutorial series. If you haven't checked out the part 1 and 2 yet, I will leave a link up here. Make sure you check them out before you jump into part 3. So in part 2, we finally converted our player data to a JSON string, and we're also able to recreate our player data back from a JSON string. So the only thing left to do now is to take the JSON string and make sure we can save it to a file on disk so that when the players come back into the game, we can load the data and we don't lose our player data. So let's jump into Unity, and we are going to pick up from where we left off in part 2. So now the first thing we want to do is create a script that can have the functionality to read and write to a file. So let's create a C# script, call it file utils, open it up, and let's clean this up a bit. So we don't want this to be a mono behavior, and it will just be a static class. So when we want to save a file, we want to save it to our persistent storage on our device. And the way you can get the path to a persistent storage in Unity is by using application.persistentDataPath. So the first thing we want to do is store this path to a static read-only string, call it datapath, and we'll do application.persistentDataPath, and also let's append a / to the data path. Now the first functionality we want is to write a string to a file, and to access files we need to first import using system.io. Now let's create a public static function, call it write to file, and then we will take in the file name that we want to write to and then the contents that we want to write to this file. And now all we have to do is use the file class and then call write all text. And now we want to send in the entire path. So let's append our file name to the data path and send in the contents. So this will write the contents that we pass into the file name, and it will be stored at the persistent data path. Now we want to read a file and return the string. So let's do public static string read from file, and we just need to pass in the file name. And all we have to do here is return file.read all text, and then again we need to pass in data path appended by the file name. And the last thing we want to know is whether a file already exists in the persistent data path. So let's create a function for that, public static boolean file exists, and we'll pass in the file name, and we'll return file.exists data path plus the file name. Okay, so now we have the file utils class ready. Now let's go to our player data screen class, create a string to store our file name. So let's call it private const string file name, and let's call our file name player data.txt. So the next thing we want to do is create functions to load and save our player data. So let's create a function to load player data, and then inside this function we want to check if a file with the name player data already exists. If it exists, we want to create our player data from the contents of that file. Else if it doesn't exist, then we want to just create a new player data class, because it means that the player is entering the game for the very first time. So let's do file utils dot file exists and pass in the file name. So if the file exists, we want to read our JSON string from the file. So read from file name, and then we want to create our player data from this JSON string. But if the file does not exist, then we will create our player data as a new player data object. And let's create another function to save player data. And we want to call this function over here because we have just created a new player data and a file does not exist. So let's make sure we save the player data after we create it. And now in the save player data class, all we have to do is convert our player data to a JSON string. So let's do player data dot to JSON string, and then save. So write to file, and we want to pass in the file name, and the contents will be the JSON string. So we convert our player data to the JSON string, and then we call write to file with our file name and pass in the JSON string. And now we will also be calling our save player data from on application quit. Let's save the player data. So whenever the player quits our application, we will make sure we save the player data to disk. But you might also want to make sure you call this function periodically in your games. For example, if the player reaches a checkpoint or if they complete a level, you might want to store that immediately, because if the game crashes, you don't want to lose all that progress. So don't just call it on application quit. It is fine for the purpose of this tutorial, but in your games, make sure you periodically keep on saving the data. So now we have a way to load the player data. Now we can save it, and all we have to do is in awake replace this by load player data. And I think that should be it. So if we go back to Unity, let's make sure it refreshes. Let's run it. And now let's change the current level to 5. For 2 scene is true. Volume is somewhere in the middle. And let's purchase Sword. And now let's quit the application. So now if you go into this player data folder, so on Mac, you can find the persistent storage under library applications support, then the name of your company in the project settings. So if you come to Unity and go to project settings, we have this company name, which is default company, and we have a product name, which is player data. So inside applications support, you will have a folder with the company name, and inside that you will have a product folder, and inside that you will see that we have this player data.txt being created. Let's open that up, and now you can see we have saved our player data successfully. Has seen for 2e is true, current level is 5, volume is 0.39, and the product IDs are just Sword. Now let's close this, run it, and you will see that now we are recreating the player data by loading the file. Now if I change this again to say 10, for 2e scene is false, and let's remove Sword and buy no ads and bomb. Again, quit the application. Now let's check our file, and as you can see, has seen for 2e is now false. Current level is 10. Volume is still the same. And then we have removed sword from the product IDs, and now we have novads and bomb. And you can also change this text. Like if I change the current level to be 30, let's save it and close. And now when we run it, our current level will be 30 instead of 10. So there you go. Now we are able to load and save our player data to a file on disk. So now you can retrieve all the products they have purchased and anything else you want to save, and you don't have to use player prefs anymore. I've seen people use that. They are not safe. Users can clear them out, and they are just not the right way to do things. So again, if you like this tutorial, make sure you leave a like, and if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and also click on the bell icon so that you will be notified of any other tutorials or vlogs I post on this channel. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Take care.